the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, Fins family? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Hope everybody's doing great. Hoping everybody's having a blessed week so far. Welcome to February. We are here, second month of the year already. We're going to look up. It's going to be December. Lord, we're going to look up and it's going to be December. God willing. Listen. We're going to look up and it's going to be December. We're going to be sitting here as Dolphin fans, one way or another, in a good place or a bad place. But right now, let's be in a good place. Let's talk about our Dolphins. Let's talk about everything there is to know. I took 2 days off, by the way. Everybody who didn't see me for 2 days, I took 2 days off. Also dealing with some family stuff that I had to take care of. Keep my family in your prayers. I'll just say that. Nothing bad in my house, but in my general family, keep us in your prayers. Always ask you all to do that. Sorry, I'm eating my blueberries. I've been on blueberries heavy lately. Little blueberries. Ain't nothing like a good blueberry when it ain't overly ripe or soggy, but it got that crunch full of juice. Ain't nothing like it. They're expensive to get the right ones, but ain't nothing like it. It's crazy. Anywho, yeah, the antioxidants, man. Them Driscolls. I ain't gonna lie, I just ate this whole pack. I mean, there's some still in there, but I just almost ate this whole pack. Blueberries too. Got some of them in there too. I'm about to go grab those in about 20 minutes. I like peaches. Can't be too ripe. They got to be just starting to turn ripe. Plums too. Just starting to turn ripe. I don't want it ripe. Just starting to turn ripe. All right. Oh. All right, y'all. Let's talk. I like strawberries too. I like all fruit, ladies and gentlemen. Kiwi, pineapple. I like all fruits. But these blueberries, y'all need to go to Publix and get Driscolls, okay? Driscolls. Not them other ones. Not them other ones. Them other ones that don't even got no juice in them. See, I hadn't ate blueberries almost my entire life. I hadn't ate blueberries almost my entire life because I had the typical everyday blueberries. Put them in your mouth. There ain't no juice. It's like, like whatever. And like 2 years ago, I just ate one at a restaurant. I was like, these are juicy, crunchy almost. Not hard crunchy, but fresh crunchy. And I was like, I don't like blueberries, but these are amazing. And I realized it's just the brand you buy and what type of year in the season. Right now, Driscoll got the sweetest batch. Now they cost like $7 a little container now. I usually get like three every like week. But I ain't gonna lie, they fire. They fire. Love them. All right, we good. All right, anywho. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. I'm knowing my little fruit snack for the day. Sean Payton now in the AFC with the Denver Broncos. They should be a great team next year. Okay. Let me see here. About to get our DC snatch. Folks out here cheering about keeping Tua. I see a down year in 2023. You just summarized this whole stream in a nutshell. Y'all read the screen real quick. Just summarize the whole stream in a nutshell. Right there. But let's start out with Brady. The Miami Dolphins retired Tom Brady, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Brady didn't want to retire. But Brady also ain't going to be from around his kids. Brady has a brand to uphold. Brady has an image to protect. Tom Brady is not finna leave his kids to go halfway around the country or anywhere else but Miami. It was Miami or retire. I'm sure Tom Brady made the phone call. Are you sure that you're not interested in, me playing a season in Miami? They told him no, and he retired. It was that simple. It was that simple. He didn't want to stop playing football, but he also knows he is not going to get into the stereotype of a man after a divorce leaving his children, going to live his life. He wants to be around his kids. He wants to see his children. And he wants to be active in their life and not be separated and say, my kids are in Florida and I'm in California. It's that simple. Tom Brady was not going to go anywhere other than Miami. So Dolphins would have been the only choice. And they didn't want that man. and therefore he retired. It's that simple. That's simple. I am beyond confident that if the Miami Dolphins said, "Hey Brady, we want to bring you in," they would have been having conversations right now. Because the only reason he's not going to is because he is not going to be leaving his children. Okay. At TD Fans Talk, view your Twitter. I mean, is there something I need to view on my Twitter? I'm on my Twitter every day. I mean, all day. Uh, yeah, I don't know what you want me to I don't know what you want me to do, bro. Anyway, that's it, man. It's that simple. Tom Brady is that simple. Um, and yeah, he probably did the right thing. And he finna go get that TV money. He's gonna be allowed to work 2 days a week, fly out, interview the people who game or whatever he's gonna be covering. Then he's gonna go and do the game or broadcast whatever obligations he has with network, but it ain't gonna be nearly as much as what football is gonna require. So it's that simple. That's what's going on in this situation. Y'all hit that like button for me because they're not gonna send the notifications out to everybody. I've been off for 2 days. YouTube rewards consistency. And I've been off for 2 days. So hit the like button. All right. So they can send a notification out. Donald said, TD, perhaps you covered already. However, with the salary cap going up an additional 16 million, how does this help or hurt defense current cap? Would love your take. I'll hit that real quick. Salary cap going up 16 million. Everybody like, oh, it's going up a lot. It's nothing. It's still behind what it's supposed to be. This is what people need to understand. The salary cap is still about $6 million short of where it should have been if the pandemic never happened. You know, it does an average of 10, 11, 12 million a year increase. The problem is in 2020, it went down almost 25 million or something. And then it went up like 10 million. So it was still behind regardless. Basically, it's still behind a season. So they would like for it to be 10 million more than it is right now, but this is where it is right now. So a lot of the contracts that were written in the NFL were assuming that the cap would have gone up as normal, but it didn't. Excuse me. But it didn't. So it's just trying to get itself back to where it's supposed to be. And I'm telling you now, it's still a little bit behind. So next year, you may see another $16 million jump, and then it'll officially be where it's supposed to be, and people will think that's up. No, it'll just be getting where it's supposed to be. So again, salary cap going up 16 million. People don't understand how it really works. When the salary cap goes up 16 million, I always tell people don't look at the dollar amount it goes up. Look at the percentage that it goes up. Look at the percentage. So roughly, and this is going to be wrong, but it ain't going to be far off because I'm good with numbers. It basically increased about 7%. That's top of the head math, and I may be off by 1 or 2%, but it increased by 7%. And what people don't understand is it went up 16 million. Give that to this person. That's not how it works. This is why no GM thinks like that. And if they do, their organization probably is trash beyond measure. When the cap go up, it don't belong to one person. What you have to compete with is the entire league. So if the cap goes up 7%, every position group goes up 7%. So if the running backs are averaging 10 million, which they're not, I'm just hypothetically, if they're averaging 10 million, then you want to look at the fact that that's going up $700,000. All running back salaries are worth about $700,000 more. That's 7% of their average. If the defensive ends are getting 20%, 20 million a year, then when the salary cap goes up 7%, that means they're getting about $1.4 million average increase for all defensive linemen. Now, their current contract doesn't reflect that, but that's the value. So when you want to put all the cap money that went up towards a quarterback, what happens is now you are under market on running backs and things like that. So it doesn't help or hurt. I mean, the greater the number is always good for every team. So it definitely doesn't hurt, but it ain't moving the needle at all, Donald. It ain't moving the needle much at all. It's just giving us breathing room so that we ain't gotta restructure as many. That's all that's doing, okay? Um Listen, so we already handled the Brady retirement thing. That's exactly what it is. Smart, I mean, it's what he should do. Um Vic Fangio. I don't know how I want to talk about this Vic Fangio situation because it just, man, I just look at our community as just full of clueless pawns. Well, just clueless people, man. And let me tell you this Vic Fangio situation, I'm trying to like hold my tongue, but it's exposing a lot of people in our community, especially creators, because a lot of creators, they have people that they talk to that may or may not be close to the situation and whatnot. Y'all asked me last week about Vic Fangio and the Brady situation, and I reached out to the people that I talked to, and they hadn't heard anything about Brady. And I told y'all that on the stream. Of course, I want Brady, but I had told y'all they didn't hear anything. They hadn't gotten any chatter about Brady at all. So that makes sense. But then whenever it came to the Vic Fangio situation, we all knew he was a candidate and he was a top candidate. And what was told to me is, of course, they made an offer. They went through the details of what the contract would be. They came to an agreement on the contract, but that's it. So let's see what he chooses. And I left it alone, and I thought that was common sense. Then we kept getting reports, oh, we got Fangio. And I reached out, and I was told I would tell you something, but right now there's nothing. It's just the same agreed upon. It's this, people need to understand this is how it works. He's the top candidate, so you're going to offer him a job on the spot, as all teams he interviewed for did, in which he didn't interview. He interviewed them. Let's just be honest. He interviewed them. And every team that he interviewed, they offered him the job. They went over compensation. Dolphins are willing to make him the highest paid. And it's simple. It's just like going through, have y'all ever been through a job interview, like a, middle-class job interview, and it's, we're willing to give you $70,000 a year. Would that work for you? Yeah, that'll work. All right. So we'll be sending you a offer letter once you accept. We'll give you your time, but once you accept, we'll go from there. They're supposed to offer you a contract. And it's on you whether or not you want to accept it. But it also shows me that in today's world, a lot of people don't go look for options. They apply for a job and that's it. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people in this world, which I advise you to do when you're going to look for a job. Don't just apply to one company, apply to their 4 competitors. That'll be 5 applications, and you might get called in or 2 or 3. And when you get called in or 2 or 3, if you're that dude and you're good, if you're that gal and you're good, all 3 of them will offer you a job. All 3 of them will tell you what the salary is. And once you know you have 3 different salaries lined up, now you can get a little cocky. And this is what you're supposed to do, by the way. Now you say to number 1, well, number 1's offering you 70, number 2 offering you 65, and number 3 offering you 60. Now you can say to number 3, hey man, is it possible to go up to 71 with my experience? Oh, I'll get with the hiring manager and see, and I'll get back with you. Then you go to option number 2. Can you get me up to 71 due to my experience? Oh, I'll talk to the hiring manager and see what we could do. Then you go to the 70,000 and say, hey, is it possible to get to 75? I like to, be compensated for my tenure, my experience. Oh, I'll talk to the hiring manager and see what we could do. All 3 of them come back. The first one, no, the highest we can get you is 64. The second one, yeah, we can match. We can get you to 71. The last one, 70 is the best that we could do. We're already putting you at rewarding you for your experience. And then you got decisions to make. Now you want to go through the benefits package, whose health insurance is best, what are the benefits, what are the time off. You want to look at the retirement package. You want to look at everything and see which one is actually the best compensation package. So you don't even just go off the initial number, because the highest payer may not even match your retirement, which means one of the other ones that's matching, you're actually making more money with them. There's all type of stuff, but you have to figure that out. So in all 3 of them, you tell them, yes, you'll accept the amount, but you want some time to make a decision. That's life. That's normal. That's how things work out here. So as soon as I heard Fangio agreed to terms in Miami, I was like, why are everybody going crazy about it? Of course he's going to agree to terms. He's the number 1 candidate, so he was already offered the job. Number 2, they're probably, I said this before it came out, he's the highest paid. I said they probably going to pay him more than McDaniel. I don't know how much McDaniel getting paid, so I don't know if that's the case. But the report came out, they made him the highest paid. They made him the highest paid coordinator. So with that being said, Fangio has a great offer by Miami. I hope we secured a deal, but that's that man's decision. But all of this, Fangio coming to Miami. The truth is, they heard that he accepted the terms. They got out there, hit live, and said Fangio has agreed to come to Miami. We got him, y'all. And I was sitting back like, should I go live? And I'm like, everybody talking about it, but I like confirming my stuff. And then I go see these blue check mark beat writers putting it, and I'm like, something's still not adding up, because even the beat writers that's saying that Miami, great move by Miami, we secured Fangio, he's agreed to terms. I said, well, y'all putting he agreed to terms too. That still ain't in stone, but y'all out here reporting it. And I said, yeah, this one of them ones you just sit back because the verbiage is selling right now. And I think we'll get Fangio, hopefully, right? But we don't have Fangio. Oh, the deal already done, bro. Trust me. All that crap, we don't have him. We don't have him yet. Now is expected to interview with other people. He's still a candidate for a head coaching job. So I've been told y'all about this. I said if we did get him, great. He was the best candidate. I just hope that his defense is still holding up in the league. His scheme. But I gotta wait. And on top of that, man, I'm hearing more and more reports. His significant other is rooted and based out of California, San Francisco. And he has great ties with San Francisco, and their defensive coordinator just got a head coaching job. That could be a highly likely situation as well. That San Francisco situation and the Atlanta situation are the ones I'm worried about. I think Atlanta was offering head coach and San Francisco, DC. And I mean, his significant other will have a huge say in this. And that's San Francisco. So we'll see. We'll get breaking news one of these days. God, this thing got a little piece of metal poking up in my chair. Anyway, we'll see. We shall see. Time will tell, man. It always does tell. But I was shocked that all these creators out here hopping on the information, and I just sat back and said, let them have at it, because the head coaching situation, the Dolphins would have confirmed it the same day. Even if the Dolphins were late, they would have confirmed it the same day. The Dolphins Twitter account. So hopefully we get Fangio. Princess out there with mommy. Hopefully we get Fangio and that ends up being a wrap. If not, I hope they have other candidates in mind. I'm just kind of somewhat over a lot of this stuff, y'all. And when I say over it, I just want the season to start to see what product they put on the field. I'm honestly just waiting for May the 3rd or 4th, whatever day it is, to see if they pick up Tua's 5th-year option. That'll be like another slap in the face. If they do, it's just recklessness. But this team has showed us time and time again they don't mind just being reckless just to be right. When at the end of the day, even if you were right, it's already hard enough to win. So there was no need to be reckless in this league, y'all. There's no need to be reckless in this league. It's hard. It's hard to win. We get that. But I want to tell y'all this. We have an organization that doesn't mind losing, especially if they can give us a playoff appearance or a second round appearance every year. See, at our best, I feel like we're building a Seattle after Russell Wilson got his money. Dallas with Tony Romo. Dallas without Dak Prescott. That's what I feel like we're building. Not even a San Francisco that at least get there and lose. I feel like we're building the ladder, like literally a Dallas and a Seattle after Russell got his money. You will go to the playoffs every year or be right there fighting to get in and have a first round exit, and every 3 to 4 years you'll win one but have a second round exit. See, they're perfectly fine with that because they know they have a fan base that'll make the excuse for them. Here's what I'm hearing this year. Bro, we made it in the playoffs. That's progress, something we haven't done in a long time. That's just the circumstance of the league. At the rate we played this year, Flores should have been in the playoffs the last 2 years. But next year, if we go to the playoffs and we win one game, bro, we won a playoff game. Rome wasn't built overnight. The year after that, we lose in the first round. Bro, I mean, it's hard, man. You can't win them all. And look, we lost against the Super Bowl champs. Something like that. Following year, we missed the playoffs. Well, I'm just saying, man, the quarterback got hurt, but he ain't got hurt in a while, but I mean, it happens. This organization knows that our fan base will be mad for 48 hours and then start making all the excuses for them. This is what, as a whole, not all of us, but as a whole, they get enough of this type of support. And now it's on fleek. It's like amplified because the Tuaneers need all of those narratives to keep the survival of Tua. And us real fans got to sit in the middle and deal with it. And our organization doesn't care because they're getting more money than they ever have. What's good, TD? Question I got for you. Are you sticking with Tua next year, or are you looking for someone else, and who? Well, yeah, I'm sticking with Tua next year because we have to. We have no choice. That's what our organization said. If I had a choice, though, absolutely, I'm going to find a better quarterback. The issue I have is there were too many options available, and we're going to once again pass on every single one of them. Like, look at it. Every year, this is the first year we're not um verbally out here saying, yeah, we like to upgrade. This is the first year that we're like, oh, Tua's our guy, point, period, blank, end of discussion. First time. But for 3 years straight, they haven't answered questions, and low key, everybody knows that they've been trying to get a quarterback because too much of the information is leaked. So, and again, there's too many options. Listen, if this Tua experiment fails, and it's likely to fail, and I hope I'm wrong because we'll all be in a good place if I'm wrong, right? But if it fails, y'all got to think about it, how many opportunities we passed up. First of all, we got it wrong in the draft to begin with. Then we were very passive in the Deshaun Watson thing. Then the Brady thing, I believe you could have got him without tampering, but they tampered. Then you could have got Brady again, but you say you're going to stick with Tua this year. And then you went off of the Jimmy G situation, and Jimmy G basically spilled the beans on that. I was told that, but I didn't really hamper on it. I mentioned to y'all on the stream once. But then Jimmy G snitched on them, say they were pursuing them. They've been every chance they got tried to find a replacement. And now they're all Tua. And my issue is, if they miss this year on Tua, look at how many proven, that's the key word. Look at how many proven guys they passed on. Derek Carr is an upgrade, even if not by much, he's an upgrade. Passed on him. Aaron Rodgers' potential, passed on him. Brady obviously passed on him. And all of these quarterbacks in limbo, passing on them. Just remember that. But you know what they're going to say? If Tua don't work out, yeah, Tua didn't work out and we screwed up. Well, we can't cry over what we didn't do in the past. Yeah, but don't tell me what I can't cry over when you were one of the people that were promoting it. You were promoting not upgrading. And Terrence, I'm sorry, Derek Carr is an upgrade. And another thing, y'all need to stop looking at quarterbacks in one specific year. Well, this year he was bad. Russell Wilson was bad this year. They're not the same quarterbacks. Y'all need to stop that. Please. Because I wonder if Tua would have had a Herbert rookie year and a Burrow sophomore year and even went to the AFC champion, the Super Bowl, right? And he came out there and he played like Carr this year, y'all be some of the main people. I mean, every quarterback has a bad year here and there. Every quarterback this and that. Yeah, he was off. He doesn't have timing with Adams. Terrence, that happens. That happens. He didn't have his timing together with Adams. They played poor together this year. I get it. He was trash this year. But don't sit here and make it seem like he's a bum and his career is trash. He is a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa, period. That's what I'm talking about. Focusing on just 1 year. And I always tell people, go back to Brady's last year in New England. Matter of fact, go to that game that he played against us When everybody said, yeah, Brady need to retire, he don't even care no more. Throwing pick sixes. Yeah, he's too old now. Father Time done caught up. This is what all y'all said. Brady last year in New England. Then the very next year, the man wins the Super Bowl. I did say Brady was done. Not gonna lie. Yeah, man. You cannot go off of a singular year. Crazy thing is, even this year, as bad as Brady was, the man still put up numbers. All right, Terrence. That's fair. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I just look at Derek Carr's consistency in his career. He's always been that 4,400, 4,200 yard passing, putting up touchdowns, not too many picks, making Pro Bowls, not as an alternate. They're selected. And come on. Tua couldn't have had it worse this year. The man made the Pro Bowl not just as an alternate, but when Huntley oh my God, even Huntley got in the Pro Bowl now because of the injuries. And not only that, there's a little secret that nobody's out here talking about in there. They don't want to talk about. That one thing that Tua accomplished this year that everybody's saying he was the best at in the NFL. Does anybody know what that is? Oh my gosh, Tua had the number one. It was a specific stat that everybody was going crazy about all year. I just realized it's the biggest lie ever. No, they're talking about his passer rating. Tua had the number one passer rating in the NFL this year. I actually realized how much of a lie that was. He wasn't the number one passer rating this year. The number one passer rating this year, nobody is actually putting on the list, and I don't know why. Brock Purdy has the number one passer rating in the NFL this year. And for some reason, they don't put him on the list at all when he's played enough games and had enough eligible throws. For some reason, he's not on. Well, I found him on a few lists, and he was number one at 108 point something. 108 point something. Tua's 105. And a matter of fact, Brock Purdy's passer rating went down a little because when you include his playoffs, it went to 108. It was like 110 something for the regular season. Which is interesting to me. Why won't they put that man on the passer rating chart? I done looked at everybody passer rating chart and they won't put him on there. And I found him on StatMuse or something like that. And he's actually the number one passer rating. I know passer rating is dumb. People have been arguing, but he had the number one passer rating. I'm like, bro, hold on. Like, this is what I ask people. This is what I always do. I say, this is what I ask people that say, so what, he had the number one passer rating? What is that supposed to mean? He was the best passer at the position, and that's quarterback. He's a franchise guy. I said, okay, is Ryan Tannehill a franchise quarterback? Do you think he's a franchise quarterback? And unanimously, all of them say no, because they don't want that comparison. I said, then what about in 2019 when Ryan Tannehill had the number one passer rating in the NFL? And it wasn't no 105 like Tua. It was 117. I mean, like blowing it out the water. It don't mean you're a franchise quarterback. PFF is the most honest, like most accurate that I use, but it still don't say that you're a franchise quarterback. It say you had a great season. And Tua ended 8th on PFF. In that year, Tannehill was number 1 on PFF at a 92.5. Tua ended this year at an 81.9. And let me tell y'all another thing. Had Tua played every game, I am beyond confident that number one, he wouldn't have had the passer rating he had, and number two, he would have probably been 17th at best on PFF. Why would he have been 17th? Because look at this. Nobody talks about the games he didn't play. Y'all remember week 1? PFF had him a 53. He didn't play the second Patriots game. He'd probably been another freaking 50-something. Who else didn't he play? The Jets twice. The team that held the opposing quarterbacks in the NFL to the lowest PFF grades all season. The number 2 or number 3 defense in the league, depending on the category. Didn't play them twice. So New England, Jets. Now, he would have got some major points on Minnesota because they were just trash when they played us. And finishing the Bengals game, he didn't start out well. He already threw a pick. But trust me, Tua would have finished the season and didn't get hurt. I believe he wouldn't have been top 10 in PFF, and his passer rating might have been 5th or something like that. But it is what it is. He ended up what he ended up playing, not playing a full season. And at the end of the day, that's the knock on Tua. He can't stay on the field for his team. He cannot stay on the field for his team. It's that simple. We need an actual quarterback who's reliable. And that's the problem. He's just not reliable. Slipping Jimmy pulled in Texas game when Armstead went out too. Good point. He started to get beat up. All he was going to do is hurt his rating and everything, and they pulled him. It's that simple. 5 straight years he been injured. You can't be an NFL QB. Yeah, I'm just going off of the 3 in the NFL because I separate those levels. It's that simple. So that means all the QBs under him suck too. No, it just means that they didn't play as well as him overall in the season. That's all. But it's one season. They didn't play as well as him for the season. That's what that means. See, I know how to categorize a temporary moment, but do you? Tua had a fair season. It wasn't his first or second season. It was definitely improved. But it's one season. And there's too many quarterbacking right now who won't be in the next 2-3 years that have had great seasons. And I ask you once again, is Ryan Tannehill a franchise quarterback? Because Tua's best season this year, Ryan Tannehill absolutely obliterated it statistically his first year in Tennessee. And he played the exact same number of games as Tua Tagovailoa because he didn't play the first 4 because Marcus Mariota was starting. So he played the exact same amount of games as Tua did this year and absolutely murdered every statistical stat category Tua had. Barely threw interceptions at all. Had a lot of touchdowns. Number 1 passer rating in the NFL at 117, only behind Aaron Rodgers, 122, about 10 years earlier. Number 1 PFF in the NFL at a 92.5, as Tua was an 81.9 this year. I mean, he absent Pro Bowl, not an alternate, first team Pro Bowl that year. Comeback Player of the Year award that year, and I keep wondering is Tua eligible for that for leaving the season with a concussion. So maybe he eligible for a Comeback Player of the Year award. I don't know. We'll see. But it's Ryan Tannehill, a franchise quarterback. I mean, he made Tua season this year look like nothing. He absolutely ran the NFL, obliterated it. And guess what the Titans did? They gave him the bag. Can't make this up. They gave him the bag the very next season. It wasn't no giant. I mean, it was big enough, $30 million a year. They gave him the bag. Tannehill got the bag again. But is he a franchise quarterback? All of that because of the one season. All of that because of the one season. And his numbers were way better. This is my point. Way better. Tua's number one passer rating, 105. Tannehill was 117. Tua's PFF is 81.9. Tannehill was 92.5. I mean, every category blew him out the water. And he got the bag. Ladies and gentlemen, when you know, you know. When you know, you know. We knew at that point Tannehill wasn't a franchise quarterback. He's a solid quarterback that can help you win games, but when you get to the playoffs and it matters most, when they take away your superpower of a team and the quarterback has to then carry you, he goes and he gets 90-yard games and 120-yard games and 160. Do you want Tannehill? Not at all. I mean, I've been answering that for the last 2 years. I was actually happy when we traded him because I knew it would be best for us and him. You don't want a Ryan Tannehill during a rebuild. It does you no good. TDPHINSTALK, how much better is Lamar than Tua? Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10. If Tua, like right now on my scale, if Tua is a 6.7, that's kind of where I'm at with Tua. If Tua is a 6.7, then Lamar is a 8.9. Lamar is an 8.9. That's just a feel number. That's where I'm at. More than a 2-point gap. And that's massive. 6.7, yeah, Derek, that's what I got Tua. Tua is a 6.7 out of 10 quarterback. He is good enough not to be good enough. And let me tell you something about that 6.7. Sometimes he going to give you 7.5 moments. Then other times he going to give you 5.2 moments. You see what I'm saying? That's what Tua is. That's what he is. That's a 67 overall if you convert. But there you have it. And like I said, he's going to give you some 7.5 moments. And then he's going to give you some 5.2 moments. Now remember, the problem is some of y'all think he have 10 moments, but you're not recognizing his receivers are having 10 moments. So you taking some of their points and putting them on him, thinking that it's him. Tua can throw a short ball right now for 45 yards. If he would have threw it 52, it would have been in stride, led for a touchdown, but he could throw it 45. The receiver got to stop, wait, jump, go get it. Y'all still give Tua the 10 out of 10 on it. When in reality, it was a flat out 6 because it converted. Otherwise, if it was incomplete, it would have been a 3, a 2. But the receiver stopping, making the adjustment, catching it is the 10 out of 10. And the problem is you'll get like 3 of those a game, and then you'll get all these nice, accurate bullets, and then some that's caught this bad ball placement, and you put it all together, and you just look at the numbers and not how they were gotten. That's why some of you overestimate what Tua is now. Exactly why you overestimate. Not realizing some of his biggest plays is actually bad execution by him. But it worked. Hey, bro, why you can't just be mad? It was a catch. That's what y'all always say. TDU Lion. T. Hill best season was 2020. He played all 16 games. Throw 4, 33, and 7. Sent one. If I got the year wrong, was that the year he had the highest passer rating? If it wasn't 2019, it was 2020. I'm sorry if I was off a year. The fact of the matter is it happened. And the fact of the matter is, no, 2020 may have been his best season, but 2019, he had his highest passer rating. He had 2 great years in Tennessee. In 2019, he had the highest passer rating in the league. In 2020, I think he was somewhere like second or third or fourth or something in passer rating. Either way, he had 2 really good years in Tennessee. That's when they lost to the Chiefs in the championship game. San Juan 2019, he was 22-6. I'm going to assume that was touchdown to interception ratio, which, if you looking at Tua standards, what's the problem? That's pretty darn good to play 11 games. Tua got Tyreek beat up with all the underthrows. Lamar only passed for, let me see what this is saying, 3,000 yards once in his career. He shouldn't be in anyone's top 5. Yes, he should, UTP. How many times did he rush over 800 yards in his career? Or 900? Maybe 1,000. I don't remember. How many times did that happen? Those are all purpose yards. Those are yards instead of throwing the ball, he's running. He's taking the game in his own hands. This is a new age quarterback. You don't have to do it with your arm. Oh, you can do it with your legs as well. Nobody's going to sit here and compare a 4,500-yard quarterback with a 3,500-yard quarterback that also ran 1,000 yards. They did it in 2 different ways, but that's the dynamic. That's how dynamic the other guys are. Something to consider as well, y'all. You got to consider that. That's the weapon. That's the secret weapon for these new age quarterbacks. If you have mobility on your side and you can go get it done, unstoppable, man. TD rate Tua if he fixes the reading defense issue. From my 6.7, if he can read a defense, he can go to an 8. That ain't his only issue. You also got to think pre-snap and post-snap. Also, can you play at a high level consistently? It ain't just about reading defenses. Can you also make all the throws? People really think Tua can make all the throws. Yeah, with nobody on the field, throw this. He can make every throw. But when the defense is sitting out there and you actually got to make the throw with a different arc on it and different things like that, man, he struggles in many throws, y'all. This is what most people don't understand. Tua actually struggles with many throws in the NFL. A lot of ones outside the numbers and a lot of them over the middle, but you have to put touch on it. Touch passes. Tua struggles mightily with touch passes. The passes you got to get right over the linebacker under the safety. And here's what kills me. Y'all stop trying to tell me he don't struggle with it and then send me a clip of him doing it once. Every quarterback does it on occasions. You typically struggle with something when you have a low percentage at it. So if he does it 10 times and then he only get it right twice, yeah, he can do it, but he can't do it consistently. I can make a throw. Give me enough tries. And that's a huge throw to make. You either gonna underthrow it or overthrow it. You gotta have that touch to put it right in that pocket. See, Tua loves windows. Nothing wrong with that. But you got to be able to make the throws that aren't in a window where you got to get it over the guy. Tua is all these dimes y'all see, the Tyreek and Waddle across the middle. Those are window throws, anticipated windows. He's not throwing over a defender. T. Jones, those are window throws. He's throwing in a window where a defender's like this. Not over their head. They're trying to reach towards that window and get it. And yes, he's made some over the linebacker, but not many at all. And those are the ones that tend to get him in trouble. Dimes, LOL. He threw like 4 dimes all year. Nah, if I was to guess off the top of my head, I don't know how many times he threw the ball, but let's say he threw it 500 times. I think Tua probably threw like 60 dimes. He probably threw like 60 dimes this year. 60. Some people think that's a big number. 500 passes, 60 dimes is not a big number. First of all, it's his lowest completion percentage. So with a 64 completion percentage, 500 passes, 36 times 5. That's 180 passes right there he just didn't make. 180. That leaves 220 passes. So you're right, TD. He's only 60%. I thought it was 64. I thought he ended the season 64%. I'll have to go check it out if it's 60, but let's just go off of 64. That means 320 balls were caught. And I put about 60 to 70 dimes, man. The rest of them, not dimes, but catches. Some of them decent, you know. Ball play, I'm telling y'all, my pet peeve with Tua, that kid has horrible ball placement. And I'm telling you, it always shows up in a man-to-man great defense game. I just go to that Chargers game. How many passes the Chargers got their hands on? And it wasn't zone to be saying they were tipping it, trying to get it over. We're talking about man-to-man, running with the receiver, you throwing it, and they batting it out. And people don't understand. A lot of that was symptoms of just bad ball placement. Receivers running across the middle instead of reaching forward for the ball right in the kisser and try to run or get tackled right away. They're going to their hip to catch it. The defender's right on their hip. They're going high, so they got to jump so the defender catches up and get it out. Tua is pretty bad with ball placement. I be trying to tell y'all he is bad. But he also drops something like, but you want to see great ball placement from Tua, go watch the Green Bay game with the exception of the 3 interceptions. I mean, 90% of the throws in that game, even without the interceptions, dimes. Excellent ball placement. I'm telling y'all. So for all y'all who disagree with me, go watch him versus the Chargers and go watch him versus Green Bay and screw the interception, screw the bad play. Just look for ball placement. See if he putting it right on the money. And watch the night and day you see. Night and day. Yeah, we've been stuck with the money. Night and day, man. Gino about to get that Tannehill contract. Maybe. Maybe. San Francisco balls weren't even catchable. Yeah, but they were running zone, and the reason why those weren't catchable because he don't have. I'm telling y'all, he struggles with them throws. He don't have the touch. So I'm telling you, he just don't have the touch on those. The second Bills game with the Hill TD was pretty money too. Yeah, see, this is the thing. He has some games where he seems like he's really on with his placement, but I see horrible placement more than I don't. It be games like the Pittsburgh game. He struggled in that game, but go look at it. It's because of his ball placement, especially when he throw the guys in the flat behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know what be going on, but that's one area, man, he need to fix quick. Them give me's and he be messing those up. But nobody really think about those. They'll be like throwaway plays and nobody care for them. Appreciate you, Alvin. But yeah, man, it's an interesting thing. Few things, y'all. A few announcements. Number one, I'm gonna try on Thursday night now because one of the last streams I did, a lot of people messaged me on IG saying that it inspired them in X, Y, and Z. They want to be a content creator or just other things in life and stuff like that. I actually had so many people reach out that it's almost impossible for me to help everybody, especially those who are requesting, to know more about content creating. So what I've decided instead to help my schedule out and not disappoint many people, I'm gonna try to do like on Thursday nights, creator nights. So if you're a creator or a starting creator, up and coming creator, you can join the stream. You don't have to cam up. You can just avatar up. And you can ask all the questions you want to ask about, YouTube and everything. And have a quick 30 to an hour conversation. I can answer questions. That way I can have everybody together because other people can ask great questions you're not thinking about. So we'll see if you show up, how many people really want to. So I'll pretty much start a stream and say creator night. I'll drop the link. And if you're a current creator, even if you got a solid platform, come on, you might have questions for me. So I'll drop the link. Come on in and you can ask your questions. Have a panel. I'll do a lot of answering. All the questions you want, filter free. I think that'll be best. So tomorrow night I'll try to do the first one. This why even as a Jets fan, I still watch you. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's that. So creator night. If you got a platform, if you don't and you want one, you'll be able to come on. I'll answer questions, whatever you want to know, so you can make sure that's something you want to do or you want to make it better or advance it. Also, second announcement, the AFC's roundtable, we're trying to come up with a summer lineup. If you have Xbox One S or One X, we're doing a Madden fantasy team where you'll be able to pick your team. We'll be drafting on Sunday. This Sunday coming up. We'll be drafting. You'll be drafting your own team. So I just signed up in the PlayStation League, PS5. So there's two leagues. One is the PS5 League. The other is the Xbox S or X League. The AFC East Roundtable is hosting this. It's a $10 buy-in. At the end, $300 and something to the winner. You basically do your own franchise. Excuse me. You'll pick a team. Yeah, it's no PC. No PC. You'll pick a team. And you'll draft. I mean, every player in the league is available. You can have Patrick Mahomes. It don't matter what team you pick. But I think half the league is already full after a day. So if you're interested, go to the AFC's roundtable, click on the video so you can sign in and go through the process. Madden 23. We're on Madden 23. All right. But yeah, just letting y'all know it's Xbox Series S or Series X, Madden 23. Yes. But yeah, so you have that opportunity. It's gonna be pretty dope. I'm trying to get in both leagues because I had an Xbox, PlayStation, all that, and I gave it away last year. Everything. And then when they say they were doing this, I had to get new ones. So the PlayStation came, but the Xbox X, I tried to get the X and they told me it'll be here tomorrow. They told me that Monday. And then I got a message yesterday, 10-day delay. I'm like, man, so I might just have to go get an S so I can be in it as quick as possible. So go sign up if you want to be a part of it. It's pretty dope. It's going to be a lot of fun. Outside of that, anything else that I wanted to? Yeah, TD Sports Talk is about to launch by the end of the week. I'm trying to set everything up on that. That's going to be pretty fun. I'll be over there for a lot of stuff, okay? But, Dolphin-centric stuff will always be on this channel, but I'll be over there for a lot of things, all right? Anyway, man, I'm actually going to get out of here. Just wanted to come talk to y'all about those things. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Thank y'all for tuning in. You're not really much. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all soon. Fins up no matter what. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out.